On today's episode of WatchJRGo, we're doing the exact opposite of what I wanted to be doing with the Volvo, cleaning it before we fix it. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today we are doing a total transformation of my 2009 Volvo S80 that I just bought in Savannah, Georgia, and drove back to Wichita. It was an extremely long drive, and I left it dirty the whole time. It has not been washed. It's clearly being snowed on currently here in Kansas, but that's where all the wetness came from. So it's only getting dirtier. Don't worry. It's dusty and snowing at the same time. Kansas is a weird place sometimes. But with that said, this thing is filthy. It's been sitting under those Savannah live oaks. I forgot what they're called already, but they've got all that Spanish moss hanging down from them. And that combined with the roof racks has caused this thing to be obliterated with dirt. And it's all the paint's contaminated. It's stuck in there. So you guys know how we're gonna fix it. We are headed over to the barber shop here in Wichita to get this thing detailed. And honestly, I try to save this for the end, but it's so dirty that it's one of those cars you really don't want to work on until you clean it first. Now, I mentioned in the last video that this windshield has an astigmatism. You can see that the windshield has been destroyed by the wipers. It's all hazy, even though it was just wiped down. And I'll show you right now what that looks like driving. It's bad. Have you guys ever seen a windshield that bad before? I have not. I have driven hoopties all my life, so thousands of cars. I've never seen a windshield look as bad as this one. So it's pretty crazy. And today we're gonna try to polish that out because there were hundreds of comments saying polish the windshield. And then Scott at the barber shop reached out to me and was like, I do have some leftover glass polish, we can try. So we're gonna try. I'm not gonna let you guys down. But before we polish the windshield, we've got another problem, a bunch of cracks in the windshield, and it is a factory windshield. So I do wanna try to save it, but there's a bullseye right there that's starting to spider that way. And there's a big one right over there by the Vantru camera. Look at that one. I know it just comes out as like a blur, but it's already spidered out that far and that far. So I'm hoping we can save that one. And then also, we've got another one right here. That's probably the easiest one. So let's get out our Rain-X kit. You guys know O'Reilly sells these now. I complained about the Permatex one a lot. At least the O'Reilly's here. I talked to the store manager and I was like, I do not like the Permatex kit. This is the one that works. And I've used it on so many cars, and now they have it on the shelf, so I don't have to go anywhere. I can just run down the street. Super nice. Yeah, whatever that is definitely nasty. Yeah. Anyway, guys, this whole car is nasty, and that, of course, is why we're here with Scott at the barber shop here in Wichita. Now, you guys have seen Scott on the channel a million times. He's detailed a million cars with us, and today, well, I got you a new project.
This is a project.
I know, it's your favorite thing, right?
Yeah, you usually bring the good ones. Almost always bring the good ones. Yeah, well, this is rough.
It's a Volvo. You know I love my Volvos.
Yes.
Anyway, today we are here with my 2009 Volvo S80 that has seen many better days. You know, it's been hit. It's probably been hit on every panel. It's been hit there. If I remember right, yeah, you can see it's been hit kind of in there. All the paint's kind of missing. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, it's rubbed on some things.
Yeah, it's a few things.
You know what they say?
Rubbin's racing?
That's what they're saying.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, this race car has, it's just a little dirty, and I think if we clean it up, it'll be right back in the race.
Oh, yeah.
So, the biggest problem, though, is it had roof racks that actually go into these pins right here. And you can see that, like, when the roof racks were on, it couldn't be cleaned.
Right. Yeah,
so it's very absolutely filthy.
Yeah, that's built.
And it was parked in Georgia under the Spanish moss, and it just kind of was generally always wet with trees falling on it, just dumping all over it. So, yeah, there's a lot of like sap and stuff.
Yeah.
All over.
There is
what is that? That is not sap.
I don't know. I wonder if
that's epoxy.
Yeah, that might be epoxy.
Crazy. So we have some real issues to attend to on this car.
Yeah.
I think it'll clean up pretty well with just a hand wash, but then after that, it's all your expertise.
Yeah, I think a hand wash will go a long ways. A good decon, not just a normal hand wash.
That's true.
Some heavy chemicals on it and get it really clean, and then we can assess paint damage. And,
Yeah, right. Like here, where the cops tried to pull me over, but their pit maneuver was unsuccessful.
Yes,
that's
correct.
That's what happened.
Yeah, that's what happened there. That's a story.
I assume.
I like that.
I mean, hypothetically.
Like yeah, hypothetically. The headlights could use some love.
The headlights are beat. That was on my list.
Yeah.
Headlights for sure.
They always are. But I mean, I think it'll be black again after a good wash.
Yeah, and you know what? It looks blue under the light, but it's actually black with gold.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
okay.
gold.
Yeah. Well, it's so tainted right now.
You can't see any of
tell.
it. You can't see any of it.
Yeah.
I think if we get close, nope, not even close. It's just too dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely can't see the metallic in it at all.
Well, hopefully here in a bit, we can see that metallic again. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. It'll look real good.
So guys, if you need your car detailed in Wichita, head on over to the barber shop. I'll throw a link in the description below. But if you want to see the results, well, keep watching the video because this is when this stuff really starts to come together. This car is going to look nice. And then after this, we can start chasing out the mechanical stuff. Also, Scott's got a steamer.
Yes.
So I'm going to get the 10 off. The 10 has to come off today.
It's time.
It's so time.
You got it good enough, but
Yeah. That's how you're supposed to drive around.
Yeah.
Honestly, I parked at a light the other day and there were like these 3 kids and they looked over and I'm sure they were admiring the tent job and they were just sitting there laughing. And I was like, yeah, I mean, do you want to race?
Yeah.
'Cause it's still faster.
It's still fast. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That is a job.
That's a job. One razor blade scraper in the O'Reilly's parking lot.
Hey, it works. Yeah, no, the steamer will help.
All right.
Should help.
Well, I'll delete the 10.
There you go.
When we started this segment by saying it was nasty, this is what we were talking about, and that is absolutely nasty. I kept wondering why this floor mat didn't sit level, but shouldn't be doing this without gloves. Wow. It's got mold on it and stuff too. I know we're just starting this, we're a couple seconds in, but Scott just hit this with his pre-soak and look what came off the wheels. That's nuts. And the same thing's coming off the headlights. Wild how filthy this thing is. It's just, the dirt's just running off of it. Well, it's been about 3 hours. We have been grinding on the Volvo over here. There's no doubt about it. Scott has put in so much work trying to get the sap off the hood, and I gotta tell you guys, it has ruined it. It took the clear off with the sap.
Yep.
So this was, you used the Coat Chemie sap remover?
Ulex is what it's called, yeah.
Yeah, and it was kind of dissolving the sap.
It got rid of the sap.
And it dissolved the clear coat right there with it.
Yep.
So unfortunately, everywhere that it's sat, out under those trees forever, well, there's no more clear and you can tell. And this is post-polish. So you can see he's put in a ton of work. There's a great reflection. You guys can see the camera super clearly through that paint, but the sap, it did its work.
It did.
And Scott's still polishing over here. He's about half done with the roof. You can see where the roof looks nice and shiny over here and not so great over there. So there's a lot left to do, and this is also hammered. You can feel that it's deep.
Yeah, whatever that stuff was that was sitting on there seemed to have been probably eaten away at the clear coat too.
Yeah.
So they left behind a texture, and you know, there's only so much you can do to get rid of that.
I mean, the roof is coming out. There's no doubt about it. The roof is shiny and pretty, but unfortunately, you know, you guys have seen this before. We've all seen this before. Hammered. There's no other way to describe what happened to that paint, but everywhere else that he's polished, it looks great. Nice, pretty reflections. It's coming out on all of the vertical surfaces where everything normally does come out, but where all the junk's out on the roof, well, too late for the roof. On the windows, I'm a couple hours into the windows now, getting the tint off of here, and you can see that it's starting to look much better. We got all the tint off the driver's side, and the back window is probably the next one, but we ran out of water in the steamer, so we are reloading!
Reload.
Frag out. I've got this little window done, and we were halfway done with this window when I ran out of steam, so I'll make some progress there, and we'll get this one knocked out, and the tint is gone. We also cleaned up the front windshield. I mean, the wheels came out.
The wheels look great.
The wheels look different.
Yeah.
We honestly could hit the tires again, but we already did it twice, and they've been brushed and scrubbed and cleaned and cleaned.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably no amount of cleaning on those wheels.
There's really not.
It's gonna get them perfect again. But
I think the next step, if we were gonna go insane, would be get the car in the air and pull them.
Yeah.
That's really the next thing you'd have to do.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm taking them off soon, because obviously I gotta fix all the TPMS sensors.
Oh yeah.
I only have one.
You only have one TPMS?
That's what they say, that's enough, right?
Nah, I mean, you know at least one tire is good. I mean, that's plenty.
That's what I hear. It's coming out. It's just a very, very long process to try to bring the Volvo back from the brink.
But it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
I mean,
honestly, I'm pretty excited. It has brought out the crash damage from our pit maneuver.
Yes. Yes, the crash damage is more apparent now than it ever was before. We'll see. Maybe some of that white will go away with the polish, and that'll help.
The headlights will also really help. There's no they're way better.
Yeah,
way better.
They're almost clear now, but they're gonna need wet sanded and you know, proper correction on them.
Absolutely, a little sealant. We'll give you guys an update here in another 30 minutes, hour, and hopefully we're much closer to having this thing done. I haven't even started on the interior yet because all of the time has been in the tent.
Yeah.
So I got a lot more tent to remove. It just keeps going.
There's still plenty more.
Plenty more.
Yeah.
Many minutes later.
Well, I hope you guys were watching this video for a transformation, because that's exactly what we have for you here today. Scott's done polishing. I'm done pulling tint off. Here we go. This is the S80 now. Forgive the back window. It won't come off. We're gonna deal with that with the trash bags later. Everything else is done. So it's looking like a brand new car, just like we're living in 2009 and picked it up from the dealership. So absolutely crispy. He hit the headlights, obviously, everybody's favorite thing right there. An insane improvement as soon as you do the headlights. So that's got it looking really, really fresh. And now it's time to do the thing everybody wanted to do. Polish the glass.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Well, we've got a couple of different polishes. I'm hoping that these scratches are light enough that the CarPro Ceraglass will get it. I've got some leftover from a big job I did. This is really aggressive. Diamond Compound.
Okay.
It's really, really gritty. And then, of course, there's special glass polishing pads. They're like pure rayon pads. And so they provide a lot of heat, which is really what you have to have on glass to actually get a cut.
Gotcha.
So,
gotcha.
We're gonna see what happens here.
I don't know if people can see what we're dealing with. You can see a stripe of it right there.
Yeah, it's really tough to see on camera.
It's really hard to see.
It's really hard to see the transformation, but I think we'll be able to get it.
Yep. Well, it'd be incredible. It'd be really cool to be able to see at night.
Yeah, right? Yeah, without the glare.
Yep.
Because I'm sure this is terrible to
It's
drive.
terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. I'm eager to see the lines disappear.
We'll see what happens.
Yep. It's time for the big reveal. We are going to see if this worked. So we already switched to the diamond polish right out of the gate because this windshield is very, very rough. But it's looking way better, isn't it?
Yeah.
The whole section you just did.
Yeah, this whole section right here, it's almost, I mean, there's still some faint scratches, but
Yeah.
I mean, nowhere near as bad.
Yeah, you see the lines just stop.
Yeah.
You sure can't see it on video, but wow.
Yeah.
It looks like fresh glass.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Nice. What's that tube cost?
I think it was a $50 tube, and it had 2.5 mils.
So not much more than this.
No, not a lot. It doesn't
wow.
take. Fortunately, it doesn't take a lot.
Yeah,
A little bit goes a long way with that stuff, unlike the Ceraglass.
Yeah.
But you really just have. I mean, it's leaning into it, and like the glass is warm to touch.
Wow.
So, but that's what it takes.
Well,
So yeah, we'll keep grinding at it.
I always hear everybody talking about polishing glass, but I've never done it, so it's pretty rare.
It is a rare thing. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I almost always polish glass with just normal polish, just to
Right.
really deep clean it.
Exactly.
But to actually polish out scratches on glass is a whole nother
Crazy.
level.
Crazy.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
but yeah, no, I mean, that should be much better to see through.
I bet.
Yeah,
I bet. Can't see the lines at all. They just stop.
yeah, they do.
Incredible.
Yeah, so we'll keep grinding away.
Well guys, we have been working on the Volvo for quite a few hours now, and it is a complete transformation. It's not gonna get much better than this without a repaint on the hood.
Yeah.
But the glass is looking good, the paint is looking good, the headlights are looking pretty good. Scott did say it's probably time to sand the headlights, so we can definitely get a little bit deeper on those and probably make it look brand new, but obviously, as you guys can see right there, I mean, they look 100 times better right now. So let's go on a quick walk around this thing and check it out. Obviously, I did point out what's going on with the hood already. The sap and stuff etched in so far that it basically ruined the clear underneath it, but that's looking better. The rubbing is racing marks right here are looking better too. You know, this whole thing used to have a pinstripe on it. In some places you can still see the pinstripe,
Yep.
and a lot of it, it's just completely gone. I don't know if it baked off or if somebody peeled it off.
It looked like somebody maybe tried to eraser wheel it off. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think I saw a spot back here where it was,
And there was some burn?
and there's some burn.
Ah, yeah, you're right.
So I'm guessing somebody was trying to remove it.
Yeah?
And maybe got a little nervous or something.
Okay. Nope, that's still pinstripe.
Yeah, this is
Huh.
still pinstripe.
I guess if I got in there with a plastic razor blade and spent some time, I might be able to make it look
Yeah.
even better, even better. But the wheels came out like you wouldn't believe, honestly.
Yeah.
The wheels turned around completely. The paint is a complete transformation. There's no doubt. The glass not having all that tint on there. We can literally see out of the whole car.
The fishbowl status is real.
You're right. I do kind of want to have it retinted already.
Yeah.
And honestly, since I have to get the back window removed and I don't want to deal with that, I don't want the defrost lines cut, maybe we just retint the whole car.
Yeah.
It might be time.
That seems like the move.
Yeah. Coming around the back, it looks a million times better. Obviously, I still have a lot of fixings to do where I've got to put the parking sensors back, all that fun stuff. The new tag will be here in a couple of days, and we'll get all that cleaned up and mounted. The bolts had rusted completely, 100% rusted. So you can see, like, it only has two because two of them came off and the other one just snapped the stud right off. So
Oh, no.
I think the whole tag bracket's got to be replaced.
Ah,
So I need a tag bracket, license plate lights. I need a lot for the trunk.
that's too bad.
And then coming around inside the car here, Everything's been wiped down, and it is so much nicer. Well, huge shout out to Scott knocking this thing out. It was a ton of work that I really didn't think it was going to take that long. I figured it was more of a quick wash, quick polish, but there's no quick wash, quick polish when the thing is just stacked with dirt.
Yeah, no, the wash was important, but getting all the tree sap off and then finding out how damaged it was underneath that dirt was
absolutely.
It's kind of a surprise. I didn't expect that.
Also 3 passes on the wheels. I didn't expect that either.
No, I didn't expect him to clean up.
Yeah,
I figured
it's
one
always
quick
baked
pass.
on.
Yeah, I figured one quick pass and we'd realize, oh no, it's trashed and we'd be done.
But nope, it just kept going and kept going and kept going until we pretty much got all that off. Usually all that grime, brake dust turns into rust. It stays on the wheel, but this was actually fine.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Surprisingly. So there you go. That is a complete transformation of the 2009 Volvo S80. Next up, let's get back to work. We'll go put wipers on it immediately to protect Scott's work on the windshield, which is looking a lot better. I'll show you that to you right now. Check it out, guys. After the polish, mostly all of the stars are gone. Like, I saw one hint, but honestly, some of that just looks normal. It's nothing like it was a minute ago. Should have found a smoother street to shoot on here, but it looks incredible. Windshield is fixed. See, the car doesn't have an astigmatism anymore. Pretty impressive. And then we've got a whole to-do list to knock out to get all these lights off the dash. So, if you need your car detailed, hit the link in the description below. Come check out Scott's shop. He'll get you in, or really PPF and ceramic coatings.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the main thing. Polish coat and PPF.
There you go. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. That windshield polish, that was the whole thing. And honestly, these all have, I've cleaned them and cleaned them and cleaned them. They all have water spots.
The water spots are bad. Yeah.
That must also be a polish thing.
Yeah, that would be a polish thing too. I mean, even an acid wheel cleaner won't take that off the glass. And if you run a risk of etching the glass then with the wheel cleaner. So,
Gotcha. So this would probably be that Car Pro.
Yeah, it might maybe clean up with Car Pro. It's just a nightmare to get.
Yeah.
In all the corners.
Oh, those corners, they're sharp.
Yeah, I mean they send you with a little pad, but it's still it's a lot of hand motion. Then you know
you're in there to get corners. You're just doing this little tiny.
Yeah. You know you're really working for it.
Really working for it, but. Hey, I mean, it's so much better. You know what's funny? Is the pinstripes exist under the mirrors.
Yeah.
Where the sun wasn't beating on it.
The sun wasn't beating on it?
Yeah, everywhere else it's gone.
That is true.
That's pretty funny.
I didn't notice that.
Whatever, man. She's clean.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it's so slick. I went to close the door and my hand didn't.
Good, then it's doing its job.
Yes, it is.